Let me get your eyes. Make sure you guys are looking at me. I might have some breaking news for most of you. You are all going to fail. I told you. Yeah, I started my graduation speech off with that idea. As I look out at all of your faces, I know you're wondering why I said that. Why did I think that was a good beginning for my speech? And the reason is this. I want to share with you today perhaps the most important question we can ask ourselves, and probably the most important question we need to answer to. And that question is why? Yes, we are going to get knocked down by life. Life will punch us in the face. But if we know what our why is, we can find reasons and motivating factors that will help lift us up when we get knocked down. I would like to share with you some stories about people who embraced the power of why. Bradley, now you might like this talk. This is a good story for you. Before being the 4th overall pick in the 2005 NBA draft to the then New Orleans Hornets, Chris Paul was a star point guard at West Forsyth High School in North Carolina. His grandpa had always been his biggest fan, and his grandpa always said that when his grandson signs with Wake Forest, he would be the one to take off his Wake Forest hat and place it on his grandson Chris. And on November 14th, 2002, Nathaniel Jones, his grandfather, did just that. The next game Chris had that week was his most prolific of his high school career. Just to give you an idea of how great he was, in the second quarter alone, he dropped 24 points. By the end of the third quarter, the game was basically over for the other team. With 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Chris was at the free throw line for his last shot. So he puts his arms up and he intentionally airballs the free throw, and the crowd is just roaring. Not mockingly, but respectfully. You're probably wondering why they'd be doing it. Now here's why this is so significant. It wasn't until the day after that Chris had signed with Wake Forest that Chris had been knocked down. Nathaniel Jones, Chris's grandfather, was killed in a vicious attack the day after. How do you react in this situation? How do you get back up on your feet again? While many will be scavenging for answers, few will realize that the answer was right there, right in front of you. And this is the answer. Use what knocked you down to push you as you work towards your desires, your dreams, your goals, and your ambitions, whatever it may be. Use what knocked you down to get to where you want to be. That week, Chris, with all he was going through, was determined to honor his grandfather, but he had no idea how to do it. His grandfather had been one of his whys. Nathaniel Jones was 61 years old when he passed away. Chris scored 61 points for his grandfather. That is the power of why. That illustrates what we can achieve when we really have a why, when we put that with our desires. Other examples include our presidents. The 16th president of this great country, Abraham Lincoln, once said, "All that I am or ever hope to be, I owe to my angel mother." That was one of his whys, his mom. And mom, I know Kevin Durant said his mom's the real MVP, but you know what? You're the real MVP, Mom. I look out at the audience today, and I see a lot of our whys. Our friends, our brothers and sisters, our aunts and uncles, grandparents, and our parents. This year, this football season, before I went out and took the field, I would tape my wrist, my left and my right one. On my left one, I would write AB number 2 for my brother, Alton Brown, who's serving a mission right now. And I'd write NB, Nite Brown, for my grandpa, who passed away last year. And that was my why. I wasn't always the best player. I've never been the best player. But it always helped me put forth my best effort. I want you guys to imagine getting fired by your own employees from your own company. Well, that's what happened to Steve Jobs. If you guys didn't know that, he got fired by his own company. And this is what he had to say about it. I didn't see it then, but it turned out that getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again, less sure about everything. It freed me to enter one of the most creative periods of my life. And you know what? Since then, we've sold over hundreds and millions of iPads, iPods, and iPhones. I've got to thank Mr. Jobs for what he did, because if he didn't, I wouldn't be able to do this. Thank you, Steve Jobs. I hope that was a good move. And now I have saved the most important why for last. Listen real carefully. I want you guys to really listen to me right here. This is what I want you guys to live with. You have to do things for yourself. Because there's going to be a point in your life where people aren't always going to be there for you. You have to be able to look in the mirror, look at yourself and dig deep inside and determine what your why is. What is going to push you as you get knocked down by life? You gotta have that factor in your life. Because the world ain't all sunshine and rainbows, like Rocky said. You will get knocked down. And that's my message for you guys. What is your why, Wildcats? I want you guys to do one more thing before I sit down. You guys might have done this. I got this from my friend. Take your right hand. Put it over your heart. Look up at the lights. Now I can say I touched your heart and I made you see the light. Thank you.